Good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me good? If you can hear me,
Yes,
just
I
say,
can hear you.
uh-huh.
Yes, we can hear you.
Just
Yeah,
say,
good evening.
we'll take that, right? All right. Give me a few minutes. We're going to get started. Few people send a chat to me saying that they are running a bit behind. We're going to give them few minutes, right? And then we're going to get started. And I'm happy to have everyone here tonight. And I believe tonight is going to be an interesting time again. It's been a while. I see some beautiful faces, right? Okay, so you can keep your beautiful face away from a lot of people, right? For right now, and then we're going to get started in a minute. All right. I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you all for joining. Again, thank you everyone for joining, and I really appreciate everyone. I know there are a lot of places you could have been right now, but just to spend your few minutes tonight here, and I promise that it's going to worth your time in terms of knowledge. And if today is your very first time joining this webinar, I'd like to welcome you specially, right? And if it was somewhere, we're going to sing for you, right? But you don't have, we have to save, cut the chain, right? But Today we're going to be looking at a very, very important topic. And if you are one of the returning students, again, is I'm happy to have every one of you also together today. So today we want to look at a very, very important topic. And the topic that we're going to be looking at today is taking into consideration some assumptions. And that has to do with how to craft a professional resume using one of these amazing tool, artificial intelligence tool that is called ChatGPT. The way it's going to be is that I'm going to do a little bit of presentation just to set our expectation, right? And then I'm going to go into demo, show and tell, right? I'm going to demonstrate that to you so that at least you can familiarize yourself, with how things will go. And let me begin by saying my name is Ruben Oshilaja, right? Or Kayode Oshilaja. Are many things to many people, right? So, and all those names, they are also my legal name, right? So it just depend on my mood sometimes. If I feel like you should call me Kayode Oshilaja, why not go for it? But if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, that will be my LinkedIn handle, Ruben Oshilaja, and let's just continue the conversation beyond today's webinar. Right. Generally speaking, my mama told me not to talk about myself too much, right? But again, I still need to tell you who I am. I am a subject matter expert in the area of cybersecurity. I've been in the field for more than 50 years, right? Cumulatively in the field of IT cybersecurity for almost 20 years. Uh, I had my degree in Nigeria in electrical electronics. I went to United Kingdom to further my education, where I got a bachelor's degree from one of the prestigious universities in United Kingdom. I got my networking and system support from that school, and I came to United States again, as someone that is given to learning and to knowledge. I went ahead and bagged my master's degree in cybersecurity and information assurance from one of the highly prestigious university also in United States. So now I've been in the field of mentoring and training for, I would say, about more than 8 years, right? And all through my career, I've worked with different organizations. I've worked with federal government agencies, NASA. I've worked for Social Security Administration Department, the headquarters in Baltimore. I've worked for the Big Fours. I've worked for Microsoft, one of the big tech. I've worked as a security compliance for one of the states healthcare agency, one of the states in United States. I mean, I have a well-rounded experience in the area of cybersecurity. If you want to know more about me, right, tonight might not be the right time for me to really tell you much about myself, but I just want to give you a little bit of myself by giving you all this information. And again, you can always get me. You have my information displayed on the screen, and we can continue the conversation from there. So, being in the field of cybersecurity, I will tell you a few things quickly before we actually dive into the topic that we have to discuss today. When you think about the field of cybersecurity, we are looking at three major aspects, right, of cybersecurity. Talk about the first perspective of cybersecurity is, in no particular order, we have the operation side of cybersecurity. That has to do with people. Probably you've heard about the threat hunter, the Splunk, an administrator, or those people that require a lot of maybe programming and coding skill set to perform their function. Maybe the vulnerability analyst also can fall under that category of operation side of cybersecurity, red team, blue team, and all those good stuff. Then we have another one, which is the cloud security. The cloud security has to do with maybe you've heard about the DevOps, you've heard about the DevSecOps. Don't want to break that down yet. And then we have some like cloud security, basically. So those belong to the cloud security side of cybersecurity. And then we have the third one, they are the compliance side of cybersecurity. These are the people that require they don't really require coding skills for them to perform their function. It's just as the name implies, compliance. So, which means there must be, there's this saying that said, where there is no law, there is no sin, right? So, which means the word compliance means there is a rules and regulation that organization has to measure up to. And these compliance analysts, they are believed to have the vast experience of the rules and regulations, and they are there to conduct an oversight. I will use that word, oversight, or provide advice for organizations on how to go about uh, their day-to-day business mission by conforming to the set rules and regulations. Think about EPA as one of those regulations. Think about NIST, think about SOC, think about ISO 27001, and so many other frameworks out there that fall under the scope of the compliance side of cybersecurity. So, coming into this field, probably you are new in the field, or you're trying to transition into cybersecurity, or you're trying to understand what is actually going on, even if it is just for the knowledge sake, right? You want to know about cybersecurity, definitely we can have that conversation in details after this webinar, right? So let's get after it. So today we want to talk about how to develop a professional resume, okay? But first thing I need you to understand, like I said, we put into consideration some assumptions, right? Before you can put a resume out there, first and foremost, you are trying to market a skill set or an experience that you have gathered somewhere, and you are putting your best foot forward. So, which means we are taking into consideration that you have either acquire those experience or the training somewhere through a boot camp or through a training somewhere, right? And now, after going through those boot camp or the training, right? Now, based on the experience that you acquired during the training, you now want to put the resume together so that you can market yourself, right? So we assume that you've done that. And if you have not, you want to wait till the end of the webinar. We'll be able to give you, point you in the direction that you need to go with regards to getting some um, certified or a very good training program that My Proven Academy has in place, and is going to be coming up very soon. All right, so let's get after that. If you want to take the screenshot of this screen, that would be awesome. If you want to send a WhatsApp after the training, just in case your information is not available, where someone will be able to respond to your question or to your chat or to your inquiry. All right, so let's get after that. Two big questions that I would like for us to answer, right, is that today we want to talk about the brief history of ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT, right? What does it even look like? what are we even talking about when you talked about ChatGPT? What is it actually, right? And also, we want to see how this amazing tool, how we can leverage this tool to get what we want as a professional or a professional to be. Right. So ChatGPT is one of the artificial intelligence program that is developed by a program called OpenAI. And it helped people to understand or to generate human-like text based on the inputs that you are providing for that ChatGPT. So it's going to provide an advanced, it's something like a chat box, right? But you can relate with ChatGPT as if you are talking to a human being, and it's going to respond to you likewise, right? If you have not used it before, don't worry too much. That's why we are here. I'm going to be sharing a link with you. You can click on that link and just open. It's free. I mean, it's free. You can click open, just create an account with ChatGPT, and you start using it from right now, right? And if you feel like you want to get more features from ChatGPT, we have the one that you can pay for. I think it's about 2025. I'm not even sure how much it is, but that's totally up to you. But we have the basic one that you can still use, right? I will be in the next few minutes. I'm going to be sharing with you the link to Chat GPT. All right, and then we can take it off from there. All right, so then we want to see how we can use this AI tool for our professional advancement. I totally understand that resident in the heart of everyone is a desire to change job, to get the best. And many of us, we have been frustrated, we are angry, not because of anything, but because what we are going through right now, the job that we are doing right now, that's even if you have a job, is insulting your intelligence. And this is what I mean by that. The job you are doing is not measuring up to the level of your intelligence. And that's what I mean by that job is insulting your intelligence. But you find yourself in that area because you need to make ends meet. Bills will always be coming in, but you just find yourself doing something and believing that one day something will come through for you, right? Maybe tonight is one of those information that you need to take the next leap of faith into that new career that you want to uh hop into. But just stand by. I will be able to get through all of this together today, and we're going to be demonstrating this. And just in case you want to ask me that question, is this recorded? Yes, this presentation is recorded, and it will be available for you. You will have access to that if you truly register, for this webinar. We're going to send you the the link at the end of the presentation. All right, so that's very, very important. I will also tell you about myself briefly also. This is just to let you know that where you are, I was in that particular situation many years ago as well. I came into the United States with degree. Even in IT, I found out that I would be picking job up every right, left and center. But I got here, I was angry. Why? Because I believe it was taking time for me to get to where I consider as my career uh, journey, right? I was struggling, right? Basically, I tried so many things. I enrolled in so many self-learning and training and things like that until one day the light shone on me, and here am I. And I vowed that what I went through anyone that know me should not go through that part ever, right? And because I do tell my my learning colleagues as well, most people that are also doing what I'm doing passionately, just like myself, I told them, I said, consider yourself privileged, that where you are, it's not because of your intelligence, it's not because you are the best, right? Or you are the most brilliant. Somebody is more brilliant than you, but the difference between you and that person, right, is because it doesn't have the information that you have, right? So what you have can only benefit you, but what you share definitely will benefit not just only you, but somebody can save someone's life. So that's why we got into training and mentoring people passionately, and one of those topics that I'm very passionate about is about resume mentoring and things like that. And that we're going to get after that in the next few minutes. So, what are the benefits of using ChatGPT for resume creation? Let's first answer that question. What are the benefits that we unlock by using ChatGPT for our resume creation? Number one, when you use ChatGPT, it's going to help you to personalize your resume based on the suggestion and the information that you provide to ChatGPT, right? You supply ChatGPT information, and then it's going to analyze those questions and then give you the answers based on the prompts that you provided, right? So it's going to help you to personalize your resume, right? Then also it helps you to fact check your resume as well of any error. Many people, maybe you might not be able to articulate some of the information that you have or even the experiences that you have to the point that you can actually document it well. And you have ChatGPT that is going to help you to do that, right? Then also, it helps you to tailor your resume to that specific job description. And when we get to that demo session, this is one thing that we're going to do. We're going to go and look for one of the live job description. We go to LinkedIn and copy one of the job description, and I will show you what you need to be doing after you have been trained in that field and for any job that you want to do. But the example we're going to be looking at is one of the cybersecurity roles, right? That's what we're going to be doing. So tonight we're going to just go through that, and please pay attention. And when you get that video, right, please share it with your friend that you know that's not able to make it today. Share that video with them. Let them listen to that. Let's save our generation. Let's help one another. If the information that you are sharing with your friend is what will move them to the next phase of their life, guess what? There are angels on earth. Maybe you are one of them, right? So let's look after that. So those are the benefits of using ChatGPT for resume creation. It helps you personalize, fact checking, and also helps you to tailor that resume to that job description specifically. But now let's see the step-by-step guide, what we need to follow when we want to create this resume. And again, what we're going to also be doing, not just creating the resume, we're also going to use ChatGPT to create anticipated interview question and answer based on that job descriptions. So that means that you got the whole world in your hands right now. But it's going to be an interesting thing. I'm going to show you how to go about that. Now, what are the step-by-step guide that you need to follow? First and foremost, it is your responsibility to determine which experience you want to align that resume to. So once you gather the work experience, the skills, the education, the basic information that you need to go on that resume, that's the first thing. That's information gathering or input gathering. You are responsible for every detail that go on that resume. Very important for me to mention that. Now, as much as that is important for you to know that you are responsible for those information, you will be the one to go out there and defend that resume. So it is very important for you to make sure that you pay attention to the information that you have on that resume. Few of my students, I believe they are right here on this platform, and they will let you know that I don't help people, to put a resume together without them doing the first work, right? I will show them how to put the resume together. Go ahead and prosper. Put the resume together. Now, let's now sit together one-on-one. Let's review your resume so that I'm giving you an opportunity to interact with your resume, because you will be out there defending that resume. You don't want somebody to put the resume together for you and then you just go ahead and start defending. You might be surprised at the end of the day. So it's important for you to interact with your resume. So the information is very, very important. And also it's important for you to highlight those points that align with the job description that you are tailoring the resume to, right? And also, and that still talked about you tailoring that resume to specific job descriptions that you are trying to get into, right? And it's also very important, after doing all of those things, you go through that line by line to review, to edit, and ask for feedback. Identify somebody that you feel can critique your resume before you go hunting, before you go shopping, before you go grabbing, right? The job, right? But it is very, very important. That's what I'm trying to say, that you pay attention to the content of your resume. There are a lot of resume sessions that I've done in the last more than 8 years that I've been mentoring and training people. Maybe if I find one that I believe is also elite, that's more elaborate on that, I can share that with you. But just make sure that you follow you get in touch with us. Once you register, we can send you information about our subsequent training. All right. So let's look at the next thing. How do you enhance your resume? Okay. We've talked about you. See, one thing about that is that there is something they call ATS. If I still remember what that stands for, is an automatic something something that easily analyze your resume. When you apply for a job right now, all those recruiter, they might actually be dealing with over 5,000, and I will be exaggerating, but not too far from the truth, over 10,000 resumes for one position. Right? Do you want to tell me that they want to sit down and be going through all the uh, 5,000 or 10,000 resume to see who is right? But they have to run every resume through what they call an ATS system. If somebody remember what that stands for, but I know it's something like automatic something something that kind of automatically scan the resume. And the way they do that is that they use some action word based on the job description that they put out there. Take, for example, this is me just talking generally, the way I imagine it work and working a little bit closer with those people. Maybe they're looking for someone, the major point for them for the particular role is somebody that know about let's say ATO, or that have CISM or Security Plus certification and know about, let's say, penetration testing or CI/CD pipeline deployment and things like that. Maybe that's the action word they are looking for. And they run every resume through that system using the action word that please identify from us, for us rather, out of all these million resume, which one has this action word identify in it, right? So that means that when you are putting together your resume, one of the reasons why you need the ChatGPT is to help you identify those action words that you need to incorporate or represent on your resume so that it will be able to stand the test of time. It will be filtered for further communication. You can see that out of about 5,000 or 10,000, they just need one or maybe two or three resumes, right? So, but for you to be able to pass to be one of the top three resume, you want to make sure that your resume contains the action words that is represented or those specific words that they want on the job descriptions, right? So that's one of the reasons why ChatGPT is very, very important for us. So while we are doing this, right, I see that we've gone a little bit into the time, but I want to ask you two quick questions, right? And I just need your response. I don't know if you can see those questions. Number one, have you attended any of our webinars before? Right? If not, if yes, that's fine. Feel free to answer or respond to that question. Then also, what is your current level of experience when you think about the IT or cybersecurity, right? So what's your current level? Are you at beginner level, intermediate, or advanced? Beginner would be, I don't even know what cybersecurity is. I did computer science in school, but I really don't have so much knowledge. It's been a while. So you might be a beginner, you might be an intermediate, maybe you are doing something a little bit about computer, and advanced or expert could be someone that's actually you have perfect understanding of cybersecurity. Maybe you're working in that field already, but you are just trying to leverage this webinar to craft a professional resume. Please feel free to do that. I think we're waiting for a few more people to respond to that. We have 40% complete of this question. Let's get this thing rolling so that we can get into the business of today. 40% rolling, and if you're able to get to 70% or 80%, that means a pass for us, right? We might just continue with that. So let's keep it going. All right. 48%, we are now at 48%. I believe it's going to be a quick response for you, right? 46% right now. So I guess we're waiting on, now we got to 50%. 14 people already responded. Let's keep going. And we are going to a minimum of 80%. If you can hop to 80, or we can jump to 100 too, that would be awesome, right? I just want to get a proper demographic about everyone that's attending the meeting today, right? So that we know that we are doing the right thing and you have the right information. All right. I see that majority of people say that this is their first webinar, and I guarantee you it won't be your last webinar, because together we're going to rule the world of cybersecurity, right? Okay, I see we have about 50% of the people said that they are at the beginner level. So let me tell you briefly why we are waiting for people to continue responding to this uh, poll question. Our curriculum is crafted in such a way to accommodate people with little or no knowledge in IT. So our career focused training is an 8 week training. I'm going to be talking to us more about it at the end of the webinar, but just to buy time, right? We designed the curriculum in such a way to address every aspect of cybersecurity or IT that you need to know before getting into cybersecurity. So that's one of those. And then we also hook you up with some IT resources to help your learning a little more interesting. You understand? So that's one of those things that we consider very, very that makes us stand out from other trainers, right? And then all of our uh, documentation, right? All of our materials, we wrote them. They are our intellectual property. Okay, somebody said the applicant tracking software. Yes, thank you so very much. So that's a resume checker. So ATS is an applicant tracking system. Thank you, Mr. AY. God bless you, right? So we are at 67% right now, right? And let's keep going. And then I have 1 more minute before we close the poll. 1 more minute, then we'll continue with the webinar. 1 more minute. Is anyone still responding? Let's wait 1 minute. Going. Right. 1 minute is not yet up for me. I'm checking my time. Okay. I guess a few seconds. I'm just waiting for the time to switch. All right, we're there. Thank you for everyone that responded um, to these poll questions. So we're going to go ahead and continue with the presentation. How do you enhance your resume with ChatGPT? We've talked about that. You need to ensure that you incorporate some action verbs. You also utilize some industry-specific keywords, and you also make sure that you are concise in your responses as well. That is very, very important. So now that talks about the resume. So that is what you can control. You are responsible for the content, like we said, and also as long as the content is right, that's what you can control. You throw the resume out there. Let's not believe that your resume did what is expected to do, that is getting you the interview that you need. So the next step for us will be that we now want to go for the interview. Now you got an invitation to attend the interview, right? Now, how do you manage the interview? How do you prepare for the interview? Again, we're still going to go back to our personal assistant, that is ChatGPT, who will also help us to prepare for the job interview. And we're still going to demonstrate that as well. Okay. So the three things I want you to do when you are trying to prepare for an interview is that make sure the main thing, right, when you're going for the interview is your confidence, right? And everyone, I will guarantee you that everyone, including me, anytime I get an interview, I still feel somehow. I don't feel normal, right? It's not because you need to approach every interview with a level of fear and trepidation. And it's not because you are afraid, but that is to help you prepare to know what is right. So confidence is one thing that we want to harm ourselves with when we are going for an interview. And I will tell you right now that ChatGPT will help you with the first level of confidence that you need to go for any interview, for any job, for any role. that you want to apply for, right? So the first thing is that you make sure that you get the right questions. And once you have the right question, you practice those questions in what we call a mock interview, right? You can practice with yourself, and if you have a body you can work with as well, why not? You can work with them and let them ask you questions. Just practice that, right? Is important. Practice with simulated interview question specific to your job role and the industry. That's the first level. And we can actually anticipate some interview questions and answers based on the job description that you are going to be interviewed for. And if you're able to do that, that's the first level of confidence that you need to cover. Then you can then consult other things that we can talk about either now or beyond the scope of today's webinar. Then another thing that you need to do is that it is still your responsibility to ensure that you research about that company that want to interview you. Get to know about them. What are they into? Are they offering product or they are offering services? How long have they been? All this information will help you to actually understand, to help you when you are going for that interview, right? You want to learn about their culture, follow them on LinkedIn, research about them, look at the people that are working in that company, try to follow them. You understand? Just do your own work we call due diligence. And guess what? The same way you are chasing after them to know about them, to learn about them, they are also researching about you. They are also finding out from you. Number one, no human being, professional, let me even put it that way, just to limit our scope to ourselves. No professional, right, will exist in this world without having at least one social media account. If you do not have any, then you are questionable. Then they have questions to ask you that is beyond the scope of the job description. So what that means is that you make sure that you have a very good professional outlook right out there also, so that as you're searching for them, researching about them, they're also researching about you. I believe I'm still going to talk about another very interesting webinar. I'm going to communicate that with us later. I may not be able to decide the time. The admin might be able to tell us about that. How you can actually protect your information out there so that the information you are giving to them is the only thing that they're going to have. It's only what you tell them. That's the only thing they hear about you. Because there are thousands of ways they can actually pull information about you, pull your information up, like where you live, your phone number, your address, where you have lived the past 50 years, 10 years, 20 years, they can pull everything up, right? But there is a way you can actually secure this information, and it's beyond the scope of this conversation today. That will be a different webinar another day. So then also, after you done your research about the company, then you want to generate question that is specific to that role that you want to be interviewed for. Now, searching for a job is even more tasking than doing the job when you get the job. And everyone that is working, that is on this platform, can actually testify to that. If you're a professional in the field, you find that the job that your day-to-day job is even more easier than when you are looking for a job. And the reason why I say that is this. You imagine you have about 2 or 3 interviews, right? So you have to do the same thing you did for the first job, or for the first job interview. You're going to do it for the second and the third, right? Now, the benefit to that is that in the process of time, you now become more acquainted with the interview question and the responses, right? So that's one of the benefits that you get from doing that. And thanks to ChatGPT, because it's going to help you understand more things beyond what you have even gathered in an experience and skills that you have, right? So generate question. That is also very, very important. So now, few things before I think I feel that I'm talking too much, right? But I believe these are very, very important so that we'll be able to get to the demo session. For it, an effective interview preparation, make sure you highlight your experiences and the skills that is relevant to the job. Also, you need to practice some behavioral interview questions, right? Like, what will you do in a situation whereby somebody slap your face or something like that at work, or somebody calls you out or something? Different kind of behavioral questions. You need to practice those ones as well. Then you have to be concise in your responses, right? So that is very, very important, right? So the do's and don'ts when using ChatGPT. Here are a few warnings that I want to give to you. You need to be specific with your request when you are asking questions from ChatGPT. Be specific. What do you need? Be and elaborate your request. Okay? Then any question that ChatGPT is giving to you, don't make it automatically authority. Okay? Make sure you review those questions, those responses, you personalize those things, right? And then you make it as you just customize those questions to suit your own no need, because what it's just doing is to help you, give you the first leg of work to make your the rest of your work easier. So that is very, very important. It may not give you, even ChatGPT will tell you disclaimer, we are not telling you that what we are telling you is 100% accurate. You can go and verify. Okay, you need to verify every response that is given to you. Then the don't use generic responses without customization. We talked about that. Don't rely 100%, okay, on those responses until you have fact checked them, you are sure that they are accurate or they are near accurate. It is your responsibility to make sure that that is done, and you also proofread, okay, every responses. Make sure that the information that you are putting out there is 100% accurate. All right. So I think we are going to stop at this point, right? But before we actually dive into the rest of the training today, I want to tell you a little bit about our training, right? Now, my Proven Academy is a cybersecurity training institute. We've been in the training for more than 8 years, training, mentoring people, and our career focused training is an 8 week instructor led program, and it's a live online program. We have an on-site location, but a lot of people are not coming on-site, but we have it available anyway. So we have our curriculum also spelled out, which means for the 8 weeks program, every week we are learning something new. And beyond the Saturday's meeting that we do have, okay, we are going to align all our students to IT resources that is going to help them beyond the beyond what we have taught them, right? Because you need to do a lot of learning and research, okay, on your own as well. So we give you those information that you need, and we also guide you into the field. And one thing that we believe in is that If you follow the 8 weeks training and you follow the curriculum for the online training resources that we are providing for you, you are on your way. At the end of that 8 weeks training, you are already ready to go out there and get what is rightfully yours. Okay, so that is important. If you are interested in the upcoming training, March 16th to May 4th, 8 weeks, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Saturday, right? And the cost of the training is $2,000, all right? So, and if you need more information about that, let's catch up at the end of this training. Then we'll be able to talk more about that. Okay, let's go and go to the demo. So, three things that I want us to do, right, today is that I have about three. I'm going to close this one out. I have about three sites that I want us to play with. When you are putting your resume together, the first thing first is that you need to have a very good template, okay? Resume template. So once you have that resume template, that's your starting point. Then when you have that, then you look for the job, right? And then you also consult your ChatGPT. Now, I did promise you that I will give you information about ChatGPT, and this is that information I'm providing right now. Okay, I will share that link with you. So once you log in there, I know you won't have any issue, with uh, that at all. You won't have problem with that. I'm trying to paste the, if I know where my chat, okay, yeah, I got it now. So that is ChatGPT uh, website, and also Resume Now is one of the, there are so many websites that actually give you the templates, but we're just going to limit our focus to just Resume Now as an example of that the resume template website where you can get some of those things from. So now, once we have that, now let's go and say, I will go to my LinkedIn. You can also follow me on LinkedIn. Like I said, Ruben Oshilaja is my name, right? And you can always search for me on LinkedIn, and let's also connect on that platform. So when you come to your LinkedIn, you go to the job uh, tab, right? You can search using specific words, right? But for me, I will just go back. Let me say I'm looking for a role as security control assessor. Control assessor, right? So now I have about 467 results. Okay, security control assessor. Now I'll just pick one of that, one of the job. Let me just pick this particular one. They said the essential function is, these are the essential function of your role as security control assessor. So we're going to copy the essential function. Let me look for another job.
One, I'm sorry for interrupting. Are you sharing your screen? Because I'm unable to see it. I don't know if it's just me.
Okay,
Yeah, we can see your screen.
okay. What about now?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Faye. I saw your hands raised. Any question?
Yeah, I was about to say that. That was what I was about to say. That's why I raised my hand. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. In that situation, that's SOS, right? Just call, hey, the way Lady J did it. So thank you so very much for calling my attention to that. So Now, three websites that we want to deal with, your LinkedIn or any job board, right? What we want to do with that is that we want to get a particular job, a live job, and want to use that to do our demo, right? So now we come here, look for a job as security control assessor, for example, right? That's one of that. And you can look for any other job, maybe DevSecOps or something, or you want to look for any job that is ISSO role, right, in United States, and that gives you about 134. Anyone you're looking for. Now, let me pick one job. Coalfire is one of the great company, right, that we want to work for. Let's say you want to apply to this particular role, and they're looking for somebody that have all this knowledge, right? What I would suggest you do, right, or what you should do is to copy these job descriptions, right, for that role, right? Those things that they said should be your responsibility, right? So now that you copy that, we come to ChatGPT, right? This is how ChatGPT will look like. Yours might look a bit different. I don't know how basic one look like, but this one that I'm using is premium, right? Okay. And then, like we said, that ChatGPT is a text-based. Uh, it works based on your text prompt that you provide, right? Now, I provided, right, some text prompts that I want to use as demo here, and then I will tell you how to do that. Let me first copy. Let me move this over here and move this over here. I will copy my text prompt first. And my first text prompt is that I'm asking ChatGPT and say, can you create maybe a resume that align with the following job description with relevant experience and skills? I am John Doe. You can put your name there. Currently, I'm working as security analyst with Premius Consult. That's the name of the company where I'm working. And I've been working there since June 12, 2021 till date. So, and then I'm also putting a command there telling ChatGPT that when you are done doing all of these things, I now need you to convert those prompts to a downloadable Word format. Okay, and then I ended that with, do you understand? Okay, now what we're going to do next is that I will now say, this is the job description. I want to provide the job description now. Okay, I will say, okay, excellent job. Okay, this is the job description that we copied, right? Now, since our information is accurate, I just hit enter and then wait for ChatGPT to do its own thing. Look at what it's telling us. Only to create a resume for John Doe, tailor for the job description provided. I will incorporate relevant experience and skill, emphasizing his current role as security analyst at Premium Consult. The resume will highlight skills and experience that align with the job requirements, such as experience with NIST 800 cities, RMF, and information security program implementation, and others, right? So that's what he's saying. Only he said, here is a draft of the resume before converting into Word format. Okay, so that's that. It's already given me all those things. Like, you know, when you have a resume, right, you're going to have the name and your information, the objective, right, the professional experience, your role, your company, your this thing. ChatGPT already gone ahead and done the job for us. The objective of the resume based on the job description has been crafted out. You see that? And also, with your current role as security analyst, it maps it with the job description that you requested for. Now, it's giving you how many points? 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 points. We can actually say give us 10 points, but we're just going to keep it as is, right? Identify your education. If you had specified that your school, your education, and these are the skills, it will have actually pulled that information. However, you can ask that question over and again. Okay. So let me say, can you update the resume with the following certification? CompTIA Security Plus. I have a prompt for that as well. Now, you also see that it is analyzing the job it's already, we already have the word downloadable word format. Let's click on that first before we ask for further information. Let me see if that is still downloading, right? Okay, waiting for the download to be true, to come through. Let me be sure that the download is here. Okay, yeah, I think okay. Okay, so I want to be sure that this is the resume that we have. Okay, this might be old one. Let me be sure. I think it tells us that something. Okay, let's re-download that. It's not an issue. So all we just want to do is to download anyway. So let's wait for the download to come through and see how it's going to look like. But it's not going to look anything far from what I just displayed on the screen now, which is this one, not that one. Okay. Do we have the failed to get upload status for that? Okay, let me show you what it's going to look like when it's done. So it's going to look like this, right? Because we asked for it in Word format, so it come out like this, right? So you see that all the information is already listed. Okay, now it's now your responsibility to update that. Okay, let's keep this as the resume that ChatGPT has given unto us, right? Now let's proceed. Let's say now, can you update the resume with the following certification: CompTIA Security Plus, CISM, and CISM. If you do that, it's still going to go ahead and updates the initial response with the new information that you have supplied. Yeah, we can actually download. Yes, it's good to know that too. Right. Okay. Yeah. Eventually, this one came out. So now we got a new one. Yes, this one came out for us. So let's see. Now we have the certification updated already for us. So anything that you feel like you need to add, even if you want to add your education, you can go ahead and do that, right? But it come out with this particular thing. This doesn't look good, right? We need to do something about this. We need to put this particular information in a presentable template, right? So in that case, that is why we're going to need our resume now. Now, resume now, I think you need to pay, right? But you can still start with anything that you have for now. So now, when you get on resume now, it's going to give you two options. If you already have a resume, you can upload it. And if you want to create a new resume, it's also available. So for the sake of this demonstration, I have so many versions of Word open, and I want to be sure I'm dealing with the right resume thing. This is the update. Okay, so let's keep this one on the side. Now, let's use the create a new resume. This is very important for us, and this is easier for us so that we know we are crafting it right from the scratch. I guess I'm just going to minimize all these things that I have here. So in case if you are sending me a message for right now, I'm going to minimize the chat so that it will not block my view. Right. Let's say create a new resume, continue. Now, the first thing you will see is that it's going to give you, I'm going to delete some information from here, right? You have the opportunity to now input your name, right? This time around, it is John Doe, right? Let's go ahead and say John is the first name, Doe is the last name. He lives in Conroe, Texas, or somewhere close, maybe New York, or I don't know, Bronx. If there is a place, let's just pick a name, Bono, Arizona, right? And that's the zip code. You put the phone number there, right? You put your phone number there and you put your email address, right? You are populating the information and then you continue. From that, it says we now want to add the experience. Don't forget, we already have some information already. We are simply importing those information. So currently, John Doe worked as security analyst, right, with Premius Consult. With Premius Consult, if I spell right, and it's located somewhere in San Francisco, maybe, or let's just put anything there. And they started, he said it started 2021, June 12, 2021. So you can go ahead and let's select the date, 2021, June, right? Until date, I currently work here, right? But in the case of John Doe only have one particular place that is working right now. Now, if you have any other place I mean, where you have worked, maybe you worked before 2021 and you have additional employer, you can always update that. Now, based on the role of security analyst, this resume now also kind of anticipates some information for you, just in case you are stuck on what you want to identify as the bullet point on your resume. But now we already have ours, right? So all we just need to do is to copy from what we have. Now I'm copying from the Word, I'm pasting it right here. Okay, so it lumped everything up. Oh, sugar. Then I need to come up with my own skill set, right? Um, let's just do a manual work for that. And again, oversaw, that's what I did. That's what he did. And also he did this as well. Remember what I said initially, you are responsible for proofreading all these responses. Maybe when you're ready to find out that no, I need to edit this, go ahead and do that by all means, right? So we've captured the job description, right? And if you see anything that you feel it aligned with what you've done, you conducted vulnerability scan of corporate network, you can add that one to that, or you can search for something that's a little bit juicy. You can add this one also to that, and you can go on and on. But you have all the information right there. Let's say we are done with the experience section. We now want to proceed to the education, right? Okay, this is where you have the option of adding more employer and experiences, right? Let's say continue. We don't have anything. No, keep going, right? So your education is also important. If you have any education you want to specify, maybe you are currently bachelor's or something, that's fine. But if not, you can skip that. Let's just skip that for now, right? We don't want to talk about the, or maybe we can just put WGU there. If there is anything like Western Governors University, okay. In Salt Lake City, the degree is Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. Okay, that's what the person did, and he finished 20, let's say 2020. That's when he finished, and you continue. Now, if you feel like adding more information, go ahead, but we are just done with that. Let's go to the skills. Now, on the Word document that we are working with, okay, we already have some skills highlighted based on the job description. Let's start with those ones first. They said these are the skills. Control C. Yes, I like them. No, I will choose my skills. Okay, let's come here and choose our skills. So I would love to see if I can edit this into that. Okay. Okay, let's say we feel like, okay, yeah, we're good with this, but we want to add something. Maybe you have experience about Linux server, about encryption, about computer virus, about telecommunication system. Just go ahead and pick and choose anything that you feel you can use from all these suggested uh, roles or skills. And then once you are done, you're satisfied with that, you can then go ahead and continue. We are almost done. Let's continue. Now here, this is where you're going to have your objective defined. Again, resume now also is giving you some anticipated what do you call it, objective that align with security role. But in our own case, we can say no thanks. We got our own, we copy our own objective from the resume that our personal assistant already done for us. Now, that is ready. If you are good with that or you feel you want to add more, I believe this is just perfect. Let's continue. So the next thing, you see, this is just a snapshot of what our resume will look like, right? We'll continue, and then we don't want to add anything more, right? Let's just say continue, right? And then we have the option already to either choose from any of these or we maintain the one that we have. Okay. And if you want to edit anything, you can still go ahead and edit. But you see now our resume is ready for us, ready to take the win, ready to go to the market and start shopping, right? So that's, let's edit this one out. Also, I think, okay, what are you doing now? So you should edit this one. You're going back. Okay, you know what? Since it's wasting our time, we just go. I just want to remove this particular thing, but that's okay. We can still make do with that. So now, based on now, one of the suggestions that I have is that as much as possible, don't let your resume be busy. Don't let it come out like those that have picture things. I mean, we have a lot of those template out there that you can see. Let me see if I can change any of these now. The template, like this one, it's not like it's not good, it's not presentable. It is, right? But it looks like it has a picture. Sometimes all those recruiters, they have configured their email to spam anything that has picture or that has an attachment like picture. So some of them might end up in the spam mail. So that's why, as much as possible, I just want to go plain, right? So let's say we stay, we default our this thing to that. So again, resume now can help you with cover letter as well, or you can ask ChatGPT, can you craft, can you craft a cover letter that align with the JD? Let's see if you understand the word JD. That will be my first time. Okay, I got it. All right. So now let me, if you can, if you like, we can say, okay, convert it to Word as well. Okay, and if that's okay, once we have that, we have that one handy, right? But the good thing is that at least we have our resume. You can go ahead and download the resume and it is yours. Now the good thing is that you can download as many as you want, choose any template, as many template that you want, and then once you have that, you can deactivate your resume now subscription. You don't need it anymore, and just keep the template and keep reusing it, right? And if you know of any free resume templates that people can use as well, why not? You can share it on the chat. By no means I will not claim that I'm the island of knowledge, that I know everything, right? But the one I know, I share. So if you know any website where people can get a very good template for free, go ahead and share in the chat room or share on our channel as well. Okay, and then we take it up from there. I think these are the major things that I actually want us to focus on today, right? In today's webinar. Now, I did tell you that we're going to be having another webinar sometimes, and this particular webinar is very, very crucial, is very, very important, is very, very informative. And if you can make that webinar, please make it. And the only way we can do that is that you make sure you share your contact with us, and we'll be able to stay in touch with you with further information. And you can send us a message and request to also, if you also want to join the upcoming training as well. Again, it is coming up in 2 weeks' time. So it's an opportunity for you to learn. And if you need more information about us, we are on Instagram, we have our YouTube channel, we also have Facebook channel where we publish some of our webinar as well. You can follow, share this link with your friends and colleagues, and those that you know they need this information. Share it with them, and let's together, make this career, a welcoming place for anyone. I'm going to open the floor now eventually for question. I feel like I've been talking too much, and that's not me, right? Do we have any question? Do we have any contribution? Do we have any anything, right? Any question, clarification about anything? And please let me know you how it is going for you. Right now, again, one thing I also want you to know is that one thing about my proven academy, or with me personally, right, is that I'm very passionate about any opportunity to impart knowledge, you know, as long as that is what you need and I have the answer, then you will definitely be hearing from me. Somebody said, how soon will the recorded session be ready for viewing? Sorry, I missed it from the start. Just got home. All right, it's going to be ready sometimes this year. Don't worry. I can't tell you specifically about the time, but it will be available and will be shared with everyone that log in with the right email, and also you can also join our channels to WhatsApp channel. So we'll give you all those information. Any question? No question. If there's no question, guess what? I believe I did a very good job. You know, I passed out the right information. If you do not have any question, then I believe I capture it well. Okay, somebody wants to just say hello to me. I want to hear somebody's voice. Let me see who I want to hear the voice. Larry Ho. Larry O, open your voice. How are you doing?
Master, I'm good.
Hi, sir.
Nice to connect with you again, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I just felt like somebody should just talk back to me. Don't tell me alone that, oh, I can't see your screen. Let me hear from you. All right. So thank you again, everyone, for your time. I really appreciate that. And I believe that uh, we'll stay in touch, and I love to be the voice that guides you into your career, right? And let's just together do it together, right? Reach out to us and let's take your career to the next level. And God bless you. Thank you again. And I will go ahead and release everyone tonight. Thank you again for coming. Bye for now.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Let's turn ahead.